This conference will now be recorded.
Which one is the- Yeah. Now observe this. Can you able to see the screen? Please post it in the chat box. Can you see the screen with waveforms, all that? Post it in the chat box. Yeah. Right. Thank you. Right. Now observe this. Now in today's class, I'm going to today's class and tomorrow's class also. I am going to concentrate only on problems. Now, in the last class, we discussed continuous time signal and we observed the properties like time shifting, time scaling, and time reversal. Now observe it. Now the first example. Yeah, this is the example. This example is for time shifting. And this is time scaling. And this is time reversal. Please try to understand how I am using this. Here I have the feature. I can write the thing also with the this. So the first example is the time shifting, and the second bit is time scaling, and the third bit is also on time scaling. The second and third bit both are time scalings only, and the fourth bit is time reversal. And all these bits, they are for continuous time signal. Now the next example which I want to discuss, this already we discussed and how we got this in the last class. Now in today's class, now observe this. Now we please make a note of it. Now a discrete time signal x of n is shown in figure. This is what the x of n is. Sketch and label each of the following. He has asked us to find x of n minus 2, x of 2n, x of minus n, and x of minus n plus 2. Now the question is, before going to solve this problem, now observe the bit a and d. Whether bits a and d are same, they are different. Please post it in the chat box. The questions a and d are same or they are different. Please observe it and tell me the answer. Please post it in the chat box. A and D bits ఉన్నాయి కదమ్మా, ఆ AD bits రెండు సేమ్ బిట్స్ ఏనా డిఫరెంట్? చాట్ బాక్స్ లో పోస్ట్ చేయండి. Yeah, some of you are telling that different. Some of you are saying that, sir, okay, different. Yeah, Navya Rayala, yes, Manasa and Triveni, yeah, good, different. Now observe, now can you tell me how it is different? If the moment you observe it, when you equate it to 0, here also this also you'll get positive and this also you'll get positive. Then why they are different? They are same, I think. The moment, yeah, A is positive, A is negative. No, observe it, both are positive only. A bit and D bit both are positive only. So the moment when you take the term inside the braces and when you equate it to 0, both you will get positive only. Both A and D are positive only. Then tell me, but observe it, yes, said by some of your friends, A and D bits are not same. Even though they are positive, I'll tell you the difference during the discussion. Right. Now, First observe this waveform x of n. Now I have to write the equation for x of n like this. So to write the equation for x of n, I'm going to use I'm zooming this so that you can understand the concept very easily. Now observe this. Now I can write this part by an equation like this. So here I have the terms 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, again 3, 0, 0. This is what the data I have. And here I have to put an arrow like this. Now you may ask why you need to put an arrow like this. Now observe it. Here the samples are discrete in nature and it starts at -1. It starts at -1 and it ends at 6. So first I have to mark the amplitudes. 0 minus at -1 the amplitude is 0. At 0 the amplitude is 0. At 1 the amplitude is 1. At 2 the amplitude is 2. At 3 the amplitude is 3. At 4 also the amplitude is 3. And at 5 and 6 the amplitudes are 0. So to represent this arrow represents the location of 0. This arrow mark represents the location. This is the 0th value location, and 0th value location for the 0th location and its value. And the one which is right side towards that represents the positive values. The one which is left to that is negative. Now this I can write it like this. In a mathematical sense, I can write this as like this. I can consider x of -1 which is equal to 0 and x of 0 which is equal to 0 and x of 1 which is equal to 1 and x of 2 which is equal to 2 and x of 3 which is equal to 3 and x of 4 which is equal to 3 and x of 5 which is equal to 0 and x of 6 which is again equal to 0. Now observe it. These are the this in general, this I can write it as a mathematical equation like this: x of n which is equal to this mathematical equation. Now x of n equal to, I have to represent a mathematical equation like that: 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. And now observe it. This is the value. This is the location for 0. So this side I have negative values and this side I have positive values. So x of -1 is 0, x of 0 is 0, x of 1 is 1, x of 2 is 2, x of 3 is 3, and x of 4 is also 3, x of 5 0, and x of 6 0. So this is what my x of n is. Now please try to understand. In the first bit he has asked us to find x of n minus 2. This first bit again is an example, and this is again the example for time shifting. This is the example for time shift again, and this is the example for time scaling. But this is in this time shift and time scaling in discrete form. And x of minus n, this is an example. This example is for time reversal. Time reversal. And this is also time shifting only, but the difference between first bit and third in the last bit, I'll tell you. The first and the last bit is both are shifted by a value 2, and they are shifting by in the positive side only. But in first bit we are taking x of n and we shifted that x of n by two intervals towards right, whereas in the last bit we are shifting this x of, instead of x of n we have to shift it, we are shifting x of minus n. That means the time reversal signal of x of n is to be shifted. So please try to understand that. So Please, the first bit is an example, and first and last bits are examples for time shift. But first bit is directly you are using the time shift to, whereas the last bit is first you need to reversal that time, the function, and then you need to shift it. That's what the difference between the first and the last bits. Now observe it. Now if we want to plot this x of n minus 2, so what it will do? So we know the values of now you take this term x of n minus 2 here. Here I have x of n minus 2 in the first bit. Now take this term which is there inside the bracket. You take this term n minus 2 which is equal to 0. From this you can write n equal to 2, which means that the value which you are going to get is a positive value, which means that the function x of n is shifted towards right by 2 samples or 2 intervals. So 2 samples. So this is what n equal to 2 mean. So what you have to do is, now you have to shift this waveform x of n. Now you may ask, sir, how I can identify this? Only thing is just you substitute it. Now your x of n is this one. Now I have the mathematical equation for x of n now. My x of n, I have the mathematical equation for x of n is 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, 0, 0. This is my x of n, and this is the location for 0. Now x of n minus 2 means what you have to do is you substitute each and every value of n. Now here the value of n starts at minus 1. If you substitute n minus 1, then it becomes minus 1 minus 2. You will get x of minus 3. But you don't have x of minus 3, right? So, and you are shifting this waveform towards right. When you shift the waveform towards right, now observe this waveform, which we discussed just now. Now the waveform starts for x of n, it starts at minus 1 and ends at 6. Now you want to shift this waveform towards right by 2 samples. Now the moment when you shift this towards right by 2 samples means this minus 1 will come to the location for 1, and assume that at the bottom we have the wheels for this waveform, assuming it like that. The moment if you apply some force on this, it will move. Let us assume it like that. If you push it once, it move to 1 interval. That means once if you press it, it will shift from minus 1 to 0. Again, if you press it, then it moves from 0 to 1. So that means how many shifts you will have? You have 2 shifts. So the waveform will start from 1 and it ends at, as the last value is 6. Now it is shifting towards right by 2 samples, and it will end at 8. Now observe this waveform. So here this is not right. This is wrong. Here don't consider this part of the thing. This is not there. This is not there. So this is not there. Now the waveform for the waveform will start from 1, since the actual waveform will start at minus 1. But as you are shifting this waveform by 2 samples towards right, the moment when you shift it, the first sample will occur at 1, second sample will occur at 2. Now observe it. This is how we have this. So that means what we have to do, what we observe from this is, you take this x of n, you push it by 2 samples. You push it by 2 samples, assuming that the moment you apply some pressure on this on this direction, all this will move from one location to other location. Assume it like that. Then the moment when you push it once, it move from minus 1 to 0. Again, if you push it once, it will move from minus 1 to 1. So how many pushes you have? You have to push 2 times. So that's the reason you will call this is an example for, since the shift is the waveform is shifted towards right by 2 samples, you need to push 2 times. So that's how it should be. When you push it 2 times, your actual value will end at 6, but now it will end at 8. So that's how it should be. This is what the time shifted sequence. Then now coming to x of 2n, x of 2n, which you can call it as x of 2n, which you can call it as time scaling. That means observe it in general. I have here I can write this as x of cn. If c is greater than 1, you will get compressed signal. If c greater than 1, you will get compressed one. If c less than 1, then you will get
exponential.
Then you will, it's not exponential, it is expanded signal. So you will not get, please try to understand. So when c is, when the amplitude of when the scaling factor, when the time scaling amplitude is greater than 1, you will get a compressed signal. When the amplitude scaling, time scaling, when the scaling factor is less than 1, you will get compressed signal. So here it is 2, which is greater than 1, so that you will get compressed signal. Observe it. This is what the compressed signal is. That means try to understand here. What will happen here is, the moment when you substitute x of 2n, you will get, instead of n, we have 2n. Now try to understand. So you will have the samples, at -1. At -1, you have the 0. Then when you substitute x -2 also, so this this -1 will not exist. So it will start at this location. It will start at this location. The reason is, since the waveform will start at -1, so the moment when you substitute n equal to -1, you don't have. So please don't consider this part. This is not there. The waveform will start only this. Now if you consider n equal to 0, the moment when you consider n equal to 0, x of 2n also 0. So you don't have the problem. Now if you consider n equal to 1, then it becomes x of 2. Now you have to pick the value of x of 2. What is x of 2 for us? X of 2 is 2. So you have to pick that value. Now if you consider here, the value of n is 2, but x of 2n, it becomes x of 4. What is the value of x of 4? X of 4 is 3. So that's the reason you will get 3. Then after that, you can find x of 3. X of 3 means x of 3 into 2. Then it becomes x of 6, which is 0. So, and even you don't get this also. And it is 4 when you consider 4, x of 8. But we don't have this 4 value also. So for x of 2n, we don't have this one also. We have only these 4 samples. Now observe it. Earlier, how many samples are there? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for x of n, we have 8 samples. For x of n, here I'll write, I can erase this. If you observe x of n, for x of n, I have 8 samples. Now for x of 2n, you can find only 4 samples. Now observe it. Instead of n, now we have 8, but only half of those values will get for 2n. So that's how, whether your answer is right or wrong also you can decide. So these are the only 4 samples you are going to get. But suppose if you have, instead of x of n, x of 2n, now suppose if it is x of n by 2, then how many samples you are going to get? Please post it in the chat box. For x of n, as we observed in the waveform, it is 8 samples. For x of 2n, we'll get only 4 samples, since as we have n which is multiplied by this. Now for n by 2, how many samples you are going to get? Please post it in the chat box. For n by 2, how many samples you are going to get? Yes, you are right. Shushmita and yeah, you'll get 16 samples, right? Good. So you are going to get 16 samples for n by 2. You're going to get 16 samples. So like that, suppose if I have x of 4n, now tell me how many samples I'll get. If I have x of 4n, how many samples I'll get? Instead of x of n, now I have x of 4n. How many samples I'll get? Please post it in the chat box. Yes, you are going to get 2 samples, right? Now the question is, you are going to get those 2 samples. Where you are going to get those 2 samples? Now see the problem. See the x of n here. This is what your x of n is. Now for x of 4n, where you are going to get the samples and what are the values? Now tell me the samples for x of 4n. And what are the values you are going to get? Post it in the chat box. 2 values, okay. I'm asking you, for x of 4n, you are going to get 2 samples. What are the values of those 2 samples? You tell me. So Jyoti, you mentioned 8. That 8 is samples or the value? Sridevi, you have mentioned 2. 2 is the value or the samples? Please tell me. Yes, some of you have mentioned x of 0. X of 0 is 0. X of 4 is 3. Yeah, right. Shushmita, yeah, you did it right. But where are these? But try to, at what locations you are going to get this? At what locations you are going to get this 0 and 3 values? And for what values of n you are going to get that? Yeah, good. Shushmita, good. Good. And Nikita also good. You mentioned 0 and 1. Yes, you are right. So the locations which you are going to get is 0 and 1. Now observe it. Since your x of n is starting at -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on like that. Now you apply the same technique here. When you consider x of n equal to -1, x of -1. So when you substitute n equal to -1, x of -4 is not there. So -4 is not there because of, so you start n equal to 0. When you substitute n equal to 0, x of 4 into 0 also 0. So the first value which you are going to get for x of 4n is 0, and the second value which you are going to get is 3, and these are going to occur. This is what a location for 0. That means you'll get 0 and 1. So x of 0 for x of 4n, sorry, for x of 4n, you'll get x of 0 equal to 0 and x of 1 equal to 3. This is what for x of 4n. Yeah, got it. Good, great. I congratulate all of you who have actually given the correct answer. Good. I'm going to discuss the next bit. Now coming to the third bit, which is x of minus n. Now x of minus n is nothing but the time reversal. That means what you have to do is you have to take the mirror image of your x of n. Take the mirror image of x of n, that becomes x of minus n. That means whatever positive values will be there, that comes under negative side. Whatever negative values will be there, that will comes under positive side. This is what the time reversal is. Now observe this waveform. So observe it. All your negative terms will come on positive side. All your positive terms will come on negative side. Is it clear? Please post it in the chat box. X of minus n is clear. Please post it in the chat box. Only thing is, it's the mirror image of x of n. All positive samples will come on the negative side. All negative samples will come on positive side. That's it. Right. Then coming to the last bit, x of minus n plus 2. Now observe it. We have x of minus n plus 2. Now you take this x of minus n plus 2. You take this and equal to 0. The moment when you take it and equal to 0, you are going to get n equal to 2, which is a positive value again. So observe it. I'm going to discuss here. I'm going to consider x of minus n plus 2. Now here you take this term which is there in the braces. You take that minus n plus 2, which is equal to 0. From this I can say n equal to 2. So again the waveform which is shifting towards right by 2 samples. Since the value of n is positive, it will shift towards right. So what you have to do here, in this example, you should not consider x of n. Please try to remember that. You have to consider x of minus n. You have to consider this waveform, and you have to shift this waveform towards right by 2 samples. Take this waveform, shift it towards right by 2 samples. The moment when you shift it towards right by say 2 samples, earlier it is minus 5. The moment when you shift it towards right by 2, it becomes minus 3. So it will start at minus 3, minus 2, and earlier it is there at 1. Now it will end up to 3. So that's what the difference. Now please try to understand, even though the moment if you observe, here I can write x of n minus 2 and x of minus n plus 2 will gives you, both the terms will gives you the positive values of n, but the waveforms that you are going to get, they are not same. So I can write x of minus n plus 2 is not equal to x of minus n plus 2. So please try to understand these, even though they are shifting towards right by positive by certain number of samples, by 2 samples, the waveforms are, for both, they are not same. So is it clear? Is this example is clear? If you have any doubts, please post it in the chat box. Is this example clear? Is it clear? Shall I go to the next example? Yeah, thank you. Now observe the next bit. Now, when you see this, now I'm going to take another problem. Given the continuous time signal, x of t equal to 1 minus mod t, minus 1 less than or equal to t less than or equal to 1, and 0 otherwise, determine the resultant discrete time sequence obtained by uniform sampling of x of t with a sampling period 0.25 seconds, 0.5 seconds, and 1 second. Now try to understand how you are going to get this. What should be the relation between a continuous time signal and a discrete time signal. Here I am going to use a simple notation. The notation is, suppose if I have a signal x of t, which is a continuous signal, and I have a discrete signal which is x of n. Now to get this discrete signal x of n from the continuous signal, this x of n is nothing but x of n into ts. This x of n is nothing but x of n into ts. Now what is this x of n into ts? That means your time period t, you can write it as n into ts. So the small t, which is the time duration or the time period of your continuous time signal, and this ts is the, here this ts is the sampling period. Ts is the sampling period, and here n represents the number of samples. Now we have the relation between continuous time signal and discrete time signal. I can bring the continuous time signal to discrete time signal by using this relation, t equal to n into ts. Here t is the time period of the continuous time signal, ts is the sampling period of the discrete signal which you are going to get, and n is the number of samples. Now he has given the sample period 0.25 seconds. Now observe it. First you have to plot the graph x of t, which is 1 minus x of t equal 1 minus mod t, which is existing from -1 to 1. That means from this I can say my time period, my small t is 2. You know why it is 2? T1 and T2. Your time period t, which you can write it as t equal to T2 minus T1. Here T1 is, this is T1 and this is T2. So T2 minus T1, that becomes 2. So that is how you will get the relation for t. So once after getting the relation for t, you know capital T, and this sampling time interval he has given. That means what is the meaning? What is this sampling time interval mean? This is nothing but ts. He has given ts. So he has given the ts for 0.25 seconds and 0.5 seconds and 1 second. So from that, if you apply the relation t equal to n into ts, now I'm going to write here. So if you write the relation t equal to, you use the relation t equal to n into ts. Now my t is 2. I need to calculate n, and ts, here ts is in this case ts is 0.25 seconds. So I can write 0.25 here. So from this I'll get n equal to 2 by 0.25. So when I say 0.1 by 2, almost you are going to get n equal to 8. So in this case, the value of n which you are going to get is 8. Now here in this case, if you observe t equal to 0.5 for the second bit, if you consider 0.5, then you will get n equal to, in this case, you are going to get n equal to 4. Then if you apply t equal to 1 second, then in this case you will get n equal to 2. That means the number of samples. But try to understand, this is what the relation between a continuous time signal and the sampling period based on the number of samples. Now if you plot this graph, 1 minus mod t, then you can understand. When you plot this 1 minus mod t, now observe this, you will get these values afterwards. I'll tell you how you got this. I'm going to the next slide first. Now observe this. This is what 1 minus mod t waveform is. So please try to understand, when you consider 1 minus mod t, here it will start at -1 and it will end at 1. And it is symmetrical about this origin. The waveform is symmetry about the origin. So observe it. So that means what it will, what this from this this is what the continuous waveform x of t is, and this is nothing but, this waveform is nothing but x of t, which is equal to 1 minus mod t. This is what the equation for this. This is what the equation for this. Now, as you know the relation for the here he has given, now observe it, he has given ts, which is 0.25 and 0.5 and 1. These are the three values he has given. So 0.25, so 0.25, 0.5 and 1. Now when you consider ts 0.25, that means try to understand. So the moment when you sample this, in between this, like this, let us assume that I'm going to do that sampling here. Like this. This is one sample and this is other sample. Like one sample here and the other sample like this, and the other sample like this. So that means that the spacing between two consecutive samples is 0.25 seconds. Please try to understand that. And similarly, the spacing between like that, from the interval -1 to 1, you need to have so many samples like that. So this is how it should be. So to represent that, now what I will do is, now assuming that here I'm going to divide this samples like this. So my first sample is here, second sample is here, and third sample like that. So the spacing between each and everything, each and every consecutive sample is 0.25 seconds or 0.5 seconds and 1 second, depending upon the problem. Now, to analyze this, now observe it. Here the waveform will start at -1 and ends at 1. When it is -1, when it is -1, now you have the relation small t equal to n into ts, right? Now for the time being, you forget about this number of samples. Now you know t is -1 and ts value also you know. So ts value also 0.25 for the first bit. Now from this, what should be the value of n? N equal to -1 divided by 0.25. So which means that it is -4. That means the first sample, when you consider t equal to -1, will occur at -4, and the last sample, which is ending at 1. So when you consider the last sample, which is ending at 1, now again I'm going to take 1 equal to n into 0.25 now. Now from this n equal to, I will get 1 by 0.25. So you'll get again 4. So that means the moment when you convert this triangular pulse or triangular waveform into discrete, the first pulse is going to occur at -4 and the last pulse is going to end at, since I consider this -1, when t equal to -1, then the value of n is occurring at -4. When t equal to 1, the last starting and ending values I am considering. When consider n equal to 4, 1, t equal to 1, it ends at 4. Now if we consider 0, then automatically we'll have a sample at 0. Now that means your sequence for sampling period 0.25 for sampling period 0.25, it will start at, here I'm going to write, so for this it will start at -4 and end at 4. So that's what it is. Now for this 0.5, now tell me for the sampling period 0.5, where it will start and where the discrete sequence will start and where it will end. Please post it in the chat box. For the sampling period 0.5 and 1, for the sampling period 0.5, first tell me where it starts and where it ends. And similarly for the sampling period 1, where it starts and where it ends. Please post it in the chat box. Please post it in the chat box. So for the sampling period 0.25, already calculated. It starts at -4 and it ends at 4. But for 0.5, where it will start and where it will end. Please post it in the chat box. Are you following me or not? Now observe it. Now ఇందాక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఏంటంటే 0.25 శాంప్లింగ్ పీరియడ్ తీసుకుంటే ఎక్కడ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది ఎక్కడ ఎండ్ అవుతుందో చెప్పానమ్మా. ఇప్పుడు 0.5 శాంప్లింగ్ పీరియడ్ తీసుకుంటే ఇదే ఎగ్జాంపుల్లో t ఈక్వల్ టు n ఇంటూ ts వేసుకొని యువర్ t ఈజ్ -1, ts ఈజ్ 0.5 నౌ. అప్పుడు ఎక్కడ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది ఎక్కడ ఎండ్ అవుతుంది? వేర్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు మెన్షన్ ద స్టార్టింగ్ అండ్ ఎండింగ్ లొకేషన్స్. స్టార్టింగ్ అండ్ ఎండింగ్ రెండు మెన్షన్ చేయండి. సో యా, Jyoti, you have mentioned -2 to 2. Sushmita, right, good, great. Right, -2 to 2, right. Yeah, good. Right, that is how you will get. Similarly, when it is when the sampling period is 1, now tell me where it will start and where it will end. Where the discrete sequence will start and where the discrete sequence will end. When the sampling period is 1, where the discrete sequence will start and where it will end. Yes, Shushmita, good, great. Jyoti, you done mistake. It's not -3. Triveni, right, great, -1 1. Bhavya, good, great. Yeah, Nikita, okay, great. Yeah, for now observe it. It's a simple thing. The same formula you have to use. T equal to n into ts you have to use. Now your t is your continuous time signal. The t starts at your t starts at -1 and ends at 1. When t is -1, n into ts, you take ts as 0.5 now. Now n equal to -1 by 0.5. So you will have the value of n which starts at -2. 1 by 0.5 means you can write as 2. So then if t is 1, where it ends, then n into 0.5 again. Then in such case it is 1 by 0.5. Then you will get 2. So if ts is 0.5, the sequence will start at -2 The sequence will start at -2 and ends at 2. That's how it should be. So now based on this, now observe this waveform, you will understand the concept. Now observe it. Now observe this waveform. As I said, when now T 1 by 2, TS is 0.25 means n by 4. Now observe it. Your sequence will start at -4 and ends at 4. So now you may have a doubt how I need to mark these values. How I need to mark these values. So for marking these values, we have a technique. So what is that technique is, if you observe this, we have the formula, we have the equation 1 minus mod t, right? This you can write 1 plus t for t less than 1 and 1 minus t for t greater than 1. This what should be the equation, right? Now, if you substitute t, here the value of t is 1. Here the value of t is 1. So when you substitute the value of t here t equal to -1. So automatically you will get a value 0. Now observe it. This is what the equation for 1 minus mod t. Now what you have to do? You have to use the same condition. Now you may have a doubt also, sir, how I can identify this? Or you can do it like this. So you take some intermediate values between this. So like between -1 and 0, you take one value. Or already we observed that the samples are occurring at 0.25, right? Which means that, now observe it. Try to understand, you can understand automatically the concept. Here the first sample is occurring at 0. This is the first sample. You mark it. And the second sample is occurring at 0.25. After 0.25, you will get second sample. When it is 0.25, that means what is this value? What is this value? You please tell me what is this value? Now the sampling between this and this is 0.25. So what should be this value? Please post it in the chat box. Since you are considering the sampling period, 0.25, so the first sample is at 0, sorry, at -1. Then after that you take another sample at after 0.25 seconds. So this is what 0.25. Then what should be this value? What should be the value of t? Tell me for this. Post it in the chat box. What should be the value of this t, which I represent a dot here? Then I'm going to represent one more dot here. Then here it will, then I'm going to get one more dot here, like this, one more dot. At this location, I'm going to get one more thing, and I'm going to get one more thing at this location. Now tell me, what are these values? Now, the bubbles which I represented here, now you please post it in the chat box. What are those values? Please post it in the chat box. Yeah. So one value which is -0.75 is right. This is -0.75. Yes, right. So this value which you are going to get is 0.75, since you are sampling at 0.25 seconds. So -0.75. Then after that, yes, -0.5. Then 0.25. Yes, then, yeah, you go ahead, Bhavya. Go ahead, good. You go ahead, you represent all the values. Yes, great. Great, great, great. Shushmita, great, great. Yes, you are right. You're right. So that is how you will get the values for every 0.25 seconds, you are going to get the samples. Now try to understand. Now, you know the values of t. Once if you know the values of t, at what locations you will get the values, can you calculate the values of this? So now observe it. What is 1 by 0.75? So here you will get the location. Now, so like that, you will get all the samples one after the other. While calculating all that, now you need to know the values of t. Once if you know the value of t, then can you calculate the corresponding amplitude also? Now observe it. How you can calculate the corresponding amplitude? Here when you consider -1, the amplitude is 0. That means here the value of t is -1, so that I can write 1 minus 1, which is 0. At this place, the value is 0. Now, at this place, if you observe, at t equal to 0, I'll get 1. Since 1 plus t equal to 0, I'll get 1. So, 1 plus 0, you'll get 1. Now, in between, you have to see. Now, you know the values of t. Here, you know the value of t, which is 0.75. Now, you write 1 minus 0.75. What is 1 minus 0.75? You will get 0.25, right? Now observe this waveform. Observe this waveform. This is what the amplitude of 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, and 1. Please try to understand this. So how you will get this amplitude? From this equation only you will get that. So please try to understand this. The amplitudes also you'll get from this equation only. So you just substitute it, you will get the answer 0.25. Then and correspondingly you will get the samples also. Now when you take the second sample, so the first sample will occur at -4. So the next sample, since it is discrete, it starts. So please try to understand. So for continuous waveform, you know the starting value and ending value and intermediate value. So for discrete samples, we know the starting and ending values. Automatically, you will get each and every sample in between that. So that we know starting value from this equation 1 by 0.25 -4 and 4. So the first sample is occurring at -4 and the last sample will occur at 4. So that means in between we have so many samples. So -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the corresponding amplitudes you have to calculate using this. So at this we have 0.75. You substitute this 0.75. 1 minus 0.75 gives you 0.25. So the amplitude for this is 0.25. So like that, you go on, and for this, if you take 1 minus 0.5, then it is 0.75 and it is 1. So likewise, you will get the amplitudes. And since it is symmetrical on either sides, the same samples you are going to get on the other side also. So that's what this is what the sample. This is how you can convert this triangular wave continuous time signal into discrete time signal using sampling. Now observe it. If I plot this waveform, if I draw the envelope of this waveform, how it looks like. Now observe it. If I draw the envelope of this waveform, then again it looks like your triangular waveform, right? So this is what this the continuous time signal, which is like this, has been converted into discrete signal by taking some specific instance of time for the sampling period 0.25. So for the 0.25, we observed that there are 9 samples. Now try to understand. The starting value is -4 and the ending value is 4. How many samples you are going to get between -4 to 4? How many samples you are going to get between -4 to 4? Please post it in the chat box. How many samples you are going to get? Yeah, Nikita, 9, right? So you are going to get 9 samples. Observe it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is how you can find the number of samples between -4 to 4 is 9. And this is obtained by taking a continuous time signal x of t, which is existing from -1 to 1, and when it is sampled with 0.25 seconds. Now, if it is sampled with 0.5, then we observe when it is 0.5, how many samples we'll get? We'll get minus 0.5, will get -2 to 2, right? So when it is -2 to 2, that means how many samples you are going to get? Please post it in the chat box. -2 to 2. Yeah, you're going to get 5 samples, right? Now observe it. So this is how you can do this. Now I'm going back to the previous slide. Now observe these sample values. So these are the sample values of all the 3 bits. Now observe it. So these are the sample values, and that is how you will get this. So you can mark it. So I hope this example is clear. Please post it in the chat box. Yeah. Now I'm going to the next question, next bit. Now observe it. This is an example for discrete sequence. Now the question is, now see this waveform and post the values in the chart box of x1 of n and x2 of n in the curly braces. See the diagram and post the values of x1 of n and x2 of n in the chart box. Post it in the chart box. See the diagram and post the values in the chart box. See the waveforms of x1 of n and x2 of n. Now post the values of x1 of n and x2 of n in the chart box. Post it in the chart box. Please see this diagram. Here we have 2 discrete signals, x1 of n and x2 of n, which are represented in the discrete fashion. Now tell me the values of x1 of n in the curly braces. Similarly, x2 of n also in the curly braces. Post it in the chat box. Yeah, x1 of n 0, 0. Yeah, good. 1, 2, 3. Good. 0, 0. 2, 0. Yes, right. Yeah, Bhavya, great. Good. Jyoti, you also good. Right. Sri Lakshmi, okay, right. Then similarly, post x2 of n. Post x2 of n also. Post x2 of n also in the chart box. Post x2 of n. Now observe x1 of n. Now I'm going to write the values of x1 of n here. X1 of n, you're going to have the first value is occurring at -2. which is having an amplitude of 0. -1 also the amplitude is 0. So you can write 0, 0, then 1, then 2, then 3. So at 0 the amplitude is 1, at 1 the amplitude is 2, at 2 the amplitude is 3. At 3 and 4 the amplitudes are again 0, 0. Then at 5 and 6 the amplitudes are 2. Then at 7 the amplitude is again 0. This is what x1 of n, and this is the location for the 0. This is the location for the 0. This is what x1 of n is. Then post the values of x2 of n. Now observe this waveform x2 of n, as some of your friends has posted. So 0, minus 2, right, 2, 2, right, 0, -2, right. Yeah, Satyavati, right. Good. Now observe this x2 of n. I'm going to post x2 of n. Now observe this. It starts at -3. Now observe it. X1 of n starts at -2, whereas x2 of n starts at -3, ends at 4. So x2 of n, I can write x2 of n equal to 0. At -2, the amplitude is -2. And at -1, the amplitude is also -2. Then at at 0, the amplitude is 2. At 1, the amplitude is also 2 again. At 2, the amplitude is 0. At 3, the amplitude is -2. And at 4, the amplitude is 0. This is what this one. And here I have 3 samples. And this is the location for the 0. So observe it. Here the samples x1 of n starts at x1 of n starts at -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whereas x2 of n, it starts at -3, -3, -2, -1. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 only. So this is 1, and this is 2, and this is 3, and this 4 is this one. That is how it should be. Now, please try to understand. The moment when you observe this, I know x1 of n and x2 of n and where they are occurring also. Please try to understand. This is an assignment problem to all of you. Please note down this problem. I have given x1 of n and x2 of n also. Now, this example is only, it's an operations of one signal with respect to other signal. So the first one is y1 of n equal to x1 of n plus x2 of n. That means you need to add these two signals. Then that becomes y1 of n. y2 of n equal to 2 into x1 of n. That means you need to multiply this x1 of n 2 times. That is y2 of n. y3 of n equal to x1 of n multiplied with x2 of n. Here the technique that you have to do is addition, multiplication, or scaling factor, whatever thing be the thing. You have to do multiplication or addition. Say the same sample, you can do that. Suppose observe it here -3, I have an amplitude 0. Here -3, I don't have any amplitude, which is 0. So at -3 it is 0 only. Then at -2, here the amplitude is -2. Here it is 0. When you add it, you will get -2. Like that, when you're doing this addition or subtraction or multiplication, sample by sample, and the location is also important. So the same sample and the same sample, corresponding sample location, corresponding sample location only you need to add. Now I request all of you, you take this problem, and I'm not showing the answer to you. You have to solve it. and you have to explain it tomorrow. I'll ask any one of you, get ready for this. Tomorrow I'll ask you, first note down this example. X1 of n and X2 of n also I have given here. Then you do these operations, addition, multiplication by a scaling factor. You do it. With this, I'm going to stop for today's class. Those who have noted down this this problem, you can leave from the class and post your attendance. Thank you.